What you're going to work on today is using systems of equations to solve word problems. So the plan is only to do one example. So I'm going to suggest that you do write it, the example, so that you have it to refer back to later. So what we're going to do is translate the word problem into a system of equations, and then you can choose how you want to solve. So you could solve by graphing, you could solve by elimination, or you can solve by substitution. So how you solve it is up to you, but we're going to get the equations from the word problems. So let's say that Katie went to Mexico, and while she was there, she went shopping. Let's say she bought some silver rings for $5. And let's say she bought some bracelets for $8. If she spent $131 on 19 items, how many rings and bracelets did she buy? Bracelets did she buy? Okay. So Katie went to Mexico. She bought silver rings for $5 and bracelets for $8. If she spent $131 on 19 items, how many rings and bracelets did she buy? So I'm not going to use solving by graphing. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, instead of using X and Y, I'm going to use R for rings and B for bracelets. So just to make sure that is understood, this is called defining the variable. So I'm going to say that, I can't even concentrate here, there we go, that R is going to represent the number of rings that she bought, and B is going to represent the number of bracelets she bought. Okay, so using this information, I need to come up with two equations. And whenever we write the equations, the information has to be related. So I know that she spent $131. The bracelets were $8 and the rings were $5. So my first equation, I'm going to say $5 for each ring plus $8 for each bracelet came to a total of $131. All right, for the second equation, the only other information that I know is that there were 19 items. So if I take the number of rings, so the number of rings plus the number of bracelets, it needs to equal 19. Okay, so now I set up a system of equations. Now I need to solve. I'm being asked how many rings and bracelets did she buy. So I like elimination, and for this problem, I'm going to multiply this line by -5 to eliminate the r's and then really keep it as the numbers as low as possible. So the first line is going to stay the same, and my new second line is -5r minus 5b equals -95. So when I go to combine these lines together, the r's are eliminated. 8b minus 5b is 3b, and 131 minus 95 is 36. Divide both sides by 3, so b equals 12. So what that tells me is that she bought 12 bracelets. Right? Now, if she bought 12 bracelets, I now need to figure out how many rings that means. And probably the easiest equation would be to go right here. If she bought 12 bracelets and a total of 19 items, then it looks to me that that means that she purchased 7 rings. So 7 rings. And what I did there was R plus 12 equals 19. So then R has to equal 7. So to summarize and answer the question, I'm going to say that Katie bought 7 rings and 12 bracelets. All right, now some people refer to this as a 5-step solving method. First thing that we had to do was, once we read the problem, we needed to define the variable. So that's basically just saying what variables you're going to use and what are they going to stand for. And then you need to write the equations. You need to solve them. You need to substitute the one answer back in to get the other answer. And then the last thing you need to do is make sure that you answer the question. And that covers it. So once you write your equation from the word problem, you can choose substitution, elimination, or graphing in order to solve.